no concept art. Here's batensan. Hello everyone, I'm batensan, the creator of this game. Thank you so much for playing Magical Otoge Ciel. Sorry that I couldn't think of a better title, at the very least it's very straightforward. I have 2 other planned that take place after Magical Otoge Ciel with different protagonists, so look forward to them too. I think that the game's already, they're already out, I think. In this author's note, I'm gonna be talking about behind-the-scenes thoughts and developments behind this cheesy game. He'll show you some pictures in this note. I'm not gonna mention any specific spoilers, but this note might be best saved for after finishing all the routes, which I did. Now then, pick what you want to read about. Oh, there is a lot. Alright. Magical 1 and 2 and 3? Although this is the first properly complete game I've made, it was actually the 4th Otoge story that I've created. The first one is the Ancient Project's ID, which is finished and can be found on my art page, but is missing a few things. The first and second one were called Magical 1, 2, and with Ciel story being 3. Magical 3 takes place before 1 and 2, but is largely irrelevant to the stories. On the other hand, Magical 1 and 2 are eventually intertwined. The amount of time between all 3 magical titles is unknown. You might be wondering why I made Magical 3 before 1 and 2. Started working on 1, but felt pretty unmotivated and things weren't going well. But sometime I created Florian and Anton and talked about maybe making a game for them. I thought that it was just 2 guys I could get the game done. And hearing people wanting to go for them, usually Anton, started to get me going. I tell you how important all your support is to me, thank you. I guess batensan did all of this like free, right? They didn't do like any kind of like crowdfunding or Kickstarter or anything like that. They just did it for themselves. Well, not literally for themselves, but like did it just because, I guess. Just because they wanted to, you know? If that makes any sense. Before I spill my heart out, let's talk about Magical. Oh, okay. Here's Melanie, the protagonist of Magical 1. I'm planning for this game to be my next project. I guess I'll just call it the Magical Otoge Melanie. Or something. Melanie is the most cheerful and forward of the 3 magical MCs. Is this? Actually, I can't remember. There is like 2 other games actually. At the time I'm streaming this, batensan did make 2 other games, as far as I know. I don't know if one of them is this one, or I don't think so. Anyway, Melanie is most cheerful and forward of 3 magical MCs, bright and bubbly. People tend to think she's a baka. I wouldn't say she is. All the way though. Very good at using learning magic, is very conscious of how people feel. Also huge romantic. Seeing how she interacts with potential guys. Raphael, Mark, Leon, and Ree. They kind of remind me of, well, I was gonna say they kind of remind me of our current romantic partners in this game, but sort of, maybe not, actually, now that I think about it. By the way, I made these designs a while ago, so I'll probably redesign some of their outfits later. Also, over time, my interest in some of the characters has faded. MVP. Protect. Might end up scrapping some of them. Here's Rory. Protagonist of Magical 2. Magical Otoge Rory. Physically strongest. Has a lot of battle experience. Also the most dense. Look forward to both of their stories. Do you remember how Martian said that Otoge Ciel ends happily for once? Can't say the same for these 2 games. Oh, interesting. Maybe a dark twist? I do like games that don't always end up happily, right? I do like bittersweet endings, so maybe I'll play those games too, I'm thinking. And now then, pick what you want to read, or at least, you know, the games that batensan did make. Oh, okay, more stuff. story and Ciel's descendants. And here you see more concept. We're getting a lot of concept art. Cool concept art. One day I designed Ciel because I thought about how I wanted her to be the third protagonist. Making her a leader of some pirates or something. Left the idea alone for a while, and Ciel became a princess instead. Decided that Ciel was going to be a real princess, though. Well, princess when the demo came out. A little short in this picture. I guess she is. Are you doing anything? Have mercy. Also, the slimes sometimes said gua, but mostly said bois. Let's just say that they say both. Amazing. That's for a casual character. The king was. Kind of freely left. Anton was supposed to try and persuade Ciel to go back to the kingdom, but in the actual game, he's already yielding by the end of the introduction. The personalities worked out to make some sort of interesting dialogue. I don't know what Trisha do when they first get to Fjord. But the way that they are so supportive of Ciel and her, the guy though, that belongs to the very end. And making it more dramatic and heartfelt too. The designs of Ciel and Florian all having something bird related about them. Wasn't intentional, but well, a lot of creativity kind of happens, right? Without you knowing necessarily. By the way, Ciel's eventual descendants are roots in Magico too. Oh, interesting. You pose too, Theo. I shall reserve the urge to do so, sir. Theodore and Cyril? Third game, lol. One is Cyril. He's basically a pompous snowflake. He's the one on the right. The other one is Theodore, Cyril's knight. They're distant cousins or something. Theodore is very dry and doesn't like Cyril very much. On the surface, Cyril is nothing like Ciel, but he actually has a strong sense of justice, similar to her. He likes following fundamental obvious rules, like using the crosswalk when you cross the street. What? He gets mad if you don't use the crosswalk, or if people cross when the lights tell you not to. Why have basic rules if barbarians aren't gonna follow them? Go ahead and get hit by a carriage. Get out of the gene pool. That's pretty brutal. By the way, I don't know if cars exist in this world. If I had to guess, I say yes. Yes, I was wondering about how this world, is, you know? All the, little details, what kind of technologies exist, what kind of magic exists, I don't know. I'm interested in that, but there isn't much detail about that. I don't know. Anyway, that kind of doesn't make sense. I guess my answer is sure they do, it doesn't really matter. I guess batensan doesn't really put much weight into the specificities of the world. Anyway. I did have even mentioned high definition and toasters and airports after all. And so there's a lot of that Ciel does later in her life. What does she do later? I guess be queen and all that. If they met, he would be initially and uncharacteristically polite to her, but he'd ease up and let his pompous side show. She was a patient person, she would just laugh. So I created Cyril before Ciel. The game was supposed to be the third one after all. Alright, let's learn about Florian. Brothers of the Night Captain, been the princess forever, secret crush. He's the princess's bodyguard. Here's the first picture I drew of Florian. He was even more of a tightwad back then. Florian was originally a bit colder towards Ciel, but ended up becoming her best friend in the actual game. He's going to be much colder towards Anton, but I decided I didn't want to ill will between them because, that's awkward and bad. Actually I read that in the description of the game that Florian was sarcastic and all that, but I didn't really see much instances where he's actually all that sarcastic, because usually we're Ciel anyway, which Ciel is talking to him, and Florian is not cold towards Ciel from the very beginning, so we never really get to see much of his sarcastic side, except for when he's interacting with Yevin, And I actually want to see more of that side, his sarcastic, cold side, his mean side, I guess. It'd be interesting. Because otherwise, he's a bit of a doormat. You know, at least when he's interacting with Ciel, right? At least that's the impression that I get of him. The two brothers now recognize each other's strengths and get along decently well. Apparently. Florian's snarky side is something he reveals from time to time to people who are his level or lower, but particularly to people he doesn't like, such as Yvonne. Yes, he doesn't hang around other people enough for it to show all the way. Sometimes he says sarcastic things in good humor to Ciel. However, because of Ciel's role in supporting Kid Florian, he ended up never really being full-blown mean sarcastic to her. I really wish he did. Again, I already said this, but I really wish he did though. It'd be more interesting that way, I think. Florian tends to talk more casually to Ciel than to others. Starts talking more formally when he gets nervous around her. Did you notice that Florian tends to not say her name at all when they're alone? Yes. He secretly feels more comfortable with calling her Ciel instead of Lady Ciel, but is too nervous to do it. Never admits it, but he feels that saying lady is too stuffy. Also, Florian doesn't get jealous of Ciel and Anton. He really does just want her to be happy after all. Poor Florian. Anton is definitely more popular than he is. Well, he's my first choice anyway. I wonder who's more popular between Anton and Yvonne though. By the way, I can never remember how to draw Florian's bangs, even though there aren't anything too complicated. Well, I can't draw it at all, so I'm always impressed by anyone who could draw anything, really. Anton, damn, those luscious locks aren't stopping him from being captain of the Royal Knights. He's like 24, kind of a stuck in the mud, but he's cute. My love is only grown. His halberd is always mentioned. And yes, Anton. Beautiful, beautiful Anton. Definitely a fan favorite because of his radiant looks and his luscious locks of flowing crimson hair. Purposely made him look sinister like a dark knight or something. Because that's pretty refreshing when you realize he's a very sincere and good person. Little dense too. If you don't go for him, Anton has no romantic feelings for Ciel. Yeah, okay, so we've been getting a little more of the developer's thoughts and how the characters kind of feel when we don't go for them, so that's interesting. He does not have romantic feelings for Ciel. You might have gotten the impression that he does at the end of Florian's route at the Flower Gates, but nah. Alright. But that doesn't mean it's completely set in stone, who knows? This note is for elaborating on some stuff, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun. His story is my personal favorite. I often clutched my heart when I thought about it. All throughout writing the story, I was sobbing. He's all alone, don't leave him by himself, Ciel. I felt pretty sad while I drew his younger portrait too. My sister made fun of me, claiming I had a major bias for Anton. Shoved everyone else out the window. I feel bad for Florian because people usually switch favorites once they see Anton Yvonne, but I mean, not much we can do about that. Did you notice that Anton switches between using and not using contractions in his speech? Actually, no. Yeah. He was originally going to flat out never use contractions, but then I was like, is he really that stuffy of a guy? No? He ended up just using them whenever depending on the context and how he's feeling, or rather what I'm feeling. The general rule, he doesn't use contractions when he's serious, and when he's uncomfortable and forcing himself to act right. And of course, it depends on who he's talking to. If you like Anton and then do Florian's route, you'll feel really bad for Anton. His conversation with the wood spirit would hurt more in that case. Sure did hurt me. I had a lot of trouble making a kiss scene with Anton. I thought, I'm too sinful. Anton is too pure. I cannot touch him. Actually, I'm wondering. I don't think any of the characters actually like kiss, at least on the lips anyway. By the way, Anton's horse name is Alexander. Don't know what Alexander looks like. Probably mainly black or some white. Here's a pretend picture of Anton had white hair. Some of you might be into that, I don't know. Alright. Yvonne. Alright, Yvonne. Now then, let's talk about Yvonne, everyone's favorite smooth operator. It wasn't supposed to exist at all, actually. Supposed to stick only to 2 roots to finish the game. It was really supposed to be a serious character who worked under the king, but ended up being a semi-joke character. He was hired to watch over Ciel in the universe, where the king was hesitant but okay with letting her leave. He's going to detachedly rescue Ciel as a serious character from the Bennett. There would be an option to hug him, which would from the office game like a lot. Well, we did hug him at the very end of his route anyway. Looked a little different from the current event. Evolved and devolved, hiding in bushes, more supportive of their relationship and supporting Ciel's independence. Stop being a real serious character overall. Does weird and funny stuff, but he's not a complete joke character. It's easy to get attached to him in a serious way because of his silky smooth personality and charisma. And with snarky, unpredictable dialogue, to which I tapped into my inner sass to write. I wonder what kind of backstory he'd have. I thought he isn't just some guy, right? He could be a prince or something. Or not. This is most interesting I've heard. He really is just some guy. 4 of them finally talking again too. So was final goodbye with Ciel if you go for Florian and yeah, he does kind of get shafted in both of Florian and Anton's route. Another interesting thing about this interesting guy is that he, a character not originally in the story, ended up driving the plot and solving problems. The end card contains pictures of Ciel's journey. Oh, and he took more pictures off screen. Would have been a lot more boring without Yvin there. Truly incredible. Yavin. Yeah, that's why I say Yavin. I was trying to apply something special about Yvin's route. But maybe it was too subtle or something? Let's say that Yvin's route would have been possible without clearing the main route first. You know, I usually joke about time travel, but you know, with like visual novels having multiple routes, I always joke about time travel, but maybe it is a thing? Because, yeah, you can't get to Yvin's route without clearing the other routes first, right? So maybe... something like that. I'm not too sure what was I trying to get to at, though. Alright. Oh, the Vyrian Kingdom, Lan and Ice. Sound effect. Did it, hooray! If you're a newcomer, yes I am, then you might not know that the first release of this game didn't have the Vyrian scenes. Yeah, I was just too burnt out to make it the first time, but hey, here you go. Lan was originally intended to be a full route, but hey, whatever. Lan? I ended up scrapping him. Oh well. Another person in the OC graveyard. I made Ice very recently, all his character details were made recently too. Supposed to be Lan's relative, ruler of Yern. Liked Ice. Oh, Ice replaced Lan. Became nicer, did magic tricks. Changed a lot. Ended up becoming a magician. Pretty confident. Done with this game. Means that Ice won't be getting a full route. Too bad. Anyone has complaints? It's to bribe me or write fanfiction. Oh, he's Martian. How you say Martian? I don't know. What's that? The 2 dots is a ooblet or actually I can't remember. What is it called? It sounds funny. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, there's a name for those 2 dots there on top of the A. Some of you might be wondering who Martian is. Martian isn't a god, but is something akin to it. Martian isn't Ven either. Oh, he isn't. Okay, Martian isn't Ven either, by the way. I was wondering, he does look a little like Ven, but I guess he's just not. Martian is from another one of my stories, the one with June and Zhu, that I'll make a visual novel for one day. Martian doesn't actually have too big a part of it in that story, but Martian's design is one of my favorites. Started doodling his portrait one day and thought, what if I had him in my game just because? Amazing. Because of a whim. Someone who knows everyone's story. Guards over people's dreams and protects them from dying from your dream, or something like that. The thing about Martian is that you meet Martian countless times, but you always end up forgetting. Which is the best for you after all. Sweet dreams. Here's Ven. Oh, not a lot of details about him. So his portrait was spontaneous. He's never gonna appear and just communicate through voice. Glad you made him anyway. Oh, he's on the same level as Martian. Not the same person, but they're very similar, I guess, in terms of power over the story. Oh, he's gonna appear in the future. Hooray. Probably. Alright. Okay, alright. Read all batensan's notes on the game. Interesting. And they have a Tumblr and Twitter if you're interested. Oh. Yep. I did visit their Tumblr. Checked out some of their stuff. If you didn't like the game, then I guess you could slander me or something. This is a bad game. No. I actually like it. I like this game. I tend to like visual novels in general, so I'm super biased. Goodbye for now. Alright. What about this? What's this? This extra takes place post-game The Roots. Choose the guy who's the love of your life. Oh. Well, can we choose all of them? Kinda wanna see all of them. But I guess, Florian. Why not? Sometime after your trip to the flower fields, you decide to visit Amrin and your father again. And this inevitably led to you having to explain your new relationship to your father. Okay. You, Florian, and your father talked together in the castle. You told your father all about your journey. It is good to hear that you're doing well, Ciel. However... Yeah? Is there something you aren't telling me? Oh, how does he know? Hey, Florian whispers over to you. Are you sure you want to tell him? Sure, he's in a good mood right now, but... Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be better to just come out with it. Well, if you want to, just try to keep him in a good mood. My life is in your hands now. Oh, it won't be that bad, Florian. You do know that he has a sword inside his cane, right? He does. Well, now I do. Good luck, Florian. Dad? Yes? Florian and I are together now. Together? In a romantic way. So you finally did it, Florian. Wait, what? I mean, pardon me? Please, Florian. You were always so transparent. Honestly, I never thought you'd confess, but it seems that I was wrong. Let's see. You had feelings for my daughters since you were around 7, I believe. Yes, you're correct. Was your dad always this brutal? I don't know. Well, if it's Florian, I can rest easy. Florian? Yes, sir. Well, at least you didn't call me father. Feel free to call me Johans. Understood. And also, good luck. Huh? Why does everyone tell me that? It's like no one has faith in me being assertive in a relationship or something. Well, you seem like a bottom, Florian. I'm sorry. Okay, I understand now.
Oh, and Florian.
Yes?
No kissing until... Actually, I probably don't need to mention this to you. I doubt you'd be able to anyway.
What? Later in the day, you and your father were talking to each other privately. Huh. I'm surprised you took all of that so well, Dad.
Yes, well, I'd be lying if I said I took it perfectly. But I can tell that your new partner cares deeply for you. For once in a long time, this power of mine has given me a sense of relief. The last time something like this happened, it was when I met your mother.
Your power? What do you mean?
Perhaps things would make more sense for you now if I told you. Ciel, I never did tell you what my ability is. Or rather, what the magic power I was born with is. I can see through lies, no matter how skilled the liar. I can also read how honest a person's words are and sense any ulterior motives.
Very useful ability. Wow. So it's not just like how normal people can have a feeling about someone lying, right?
Yes, the indication is extremely obvious to me. At times, I can see a double of the speaker, which shows their true nature. It is sort of a premonition magic, similar to the magic used in fortune telling. The late king also had the same powers as I do. Honestly, it is a difficult magic to live with.
Was it the last king or the late king? So the previous king also had the same powers. Interesting. Though ironically, the last king wasn't very nice. So you'd think that with power to see through all lies would actually no. I think I was gonna say that it would make you a more honest person, right? Because you know who is lying to you, so you know that who to hang out with or whatever. But in actuality, even good people lie, right? So actually, it might make you paranoid, right? Make you very untrustful to anyone, because if anyone ever lied to you, you think you won't be able to trust them anymore, you know?
It is far more troubling than one might expect it to be. In any case, I have to tell you now. Every time you tried to convince me to let you go and I stubbornly refused, I knew. I knew that you only had good intentions. Even though I trusted my judgment in all other matters, I chose to go against what my premonitions told me when it came to you. All these years, you must have suffered as a result. I was too proud and too afraid to let you go. Both your mother and Lumi have already passed on. I don't think I could bear it if you died before me as well. But that is just an excuse now. It's natural that you became upset with me and ran away. I'm sorry, Ciel. I've been a fool. Your mother would have been disgusted with me if she knew. Even Lumi would hate me at this point.
Oh. Well, don't worry, Dad. I'm glad you told me this.
Yes, a talk like this from me is long overdue. I assume you'll be setting off again soon. Take care, Ciel.
I will. And I'll come back and visit every once in a while, too. I'm not planning on traveling around forever. In fact, I think I want to have a job like yours, Dad. I want to help as many people as I can.
I see. In that case, I will teach you everything I've learned over the years when the time comes. And again, take care. It really has been a long time since I've seen you this cheerful. It's been a long time since you called me Dad instead of King.
Whoa, he's smiling. This is even rarer than seeing Anton smile.
By the way, Ciel,
Yes?
did you... did you smile after seeing the selfie I took with your friend?
Of course I did. I'm amazed you actually agreed to it.
I suppose I accepted it as punishment for everything. Perhaps I deserve even worse.
No, it's fine. I'm going to treasure those photos for the rest of my life. You really can't control how angry you looked at. Alright. Little closure, I guess, but I want to see all the variations. So let's see. What if it's Anton? Sometime after your trip to the flower fields, you decide to visit Emma and your father again. Have to explain your new relationship with your father. You and your father, okay, blah blah blah. It's good to hear that you're doing so well, Ciel.
However,
Yeah?
is there something you aren't telling me?
Oh, how does he know?
Lady Ciel,
Anton whispers over to you.
perhaps I should be the one to tell him after all. You seem to be troubled over it.
No, I can at least do this. I'm just worried about how he'll react since he trusts you a lot after all.
Certainly. If this goes badly, that might turn into trusted.
Don't worry, Anton. Just leave it to me. Dad, yes, oh, you have a choice. Interesting. Telling him a joke now would be a terrible idea, or lighting him up with a joke. Obviously, we're gonna choose the joke. Well, Dad, I'm sure you're familiar with Anton as the captain of the Royal Knights. But are you familiar with him as the redhead that your daughter is hooked up with?
Lady Ciel, if I knew that's how you were going to reveal things, I would have stopped you.
Sorry, Anton, I'm too nervous.
Hooked up with.
Sorry, Dad, I don't usually talk like that. In any case, Anton and I are in a romantic relationship now. Alright, that's what she says if I choose the non-joke? Right? Tell him straightforwardly, well, to put it simply, Anton and I are in a romantic relationship now. Alright.
I see. I don't believe you had such intentions when you left to search for Ciel, Anton. Yes, well, things happened along the way. But I assure you, just as I always have, I will dedicate my life to her, sire. No, Johans. I will hold you true to your word, Anton. Take care of my daughter. Yes, of course.
Wow, so that means...
No kissing until you're married.
What?
Understood. I do not have a problem with that.
Hey, I might. Alright. So again, I get this talk again. Alright. Now I wonder what happens if Yvinz is our partner. I assume it's gonna be a lot more different. You and Yvin, your father, talked in the castle. Good to hear that you're doing so well, Ciel. However, yeah? Is there something you're not telling me? Oh, does he know? Psst. Princess. Whispers. Are you sure you want to tell him? It might be safer for us to all just run away. Oh, I did that once already. Oh great, then you already have experience. Run away while we still can. It'll be fine, Yvin. I'm sure it will. You're absolutely positive that your pops doesn't have a guillotine, right? Yeah. Yeah. Princess, please. My life is on the line here. Oh, it isn't. Probably. Dad? Yes? Yvin here and I are,
In a relationship, I presume?
Yeah. Wow. So, judging from how you haven't strangled me yet, I suppose you're alright with it?
I can tell that you have no ill intentions.
Are you sure? I'm just some guy, you know. Who knows? Maybe I'm a con man who's trying to get your daughter into a pyramid scheme.
Whose side are you on, Yuvin?
I assure you, I can read through that smug smirk of yours.
Really now? Well, thanks for trusting me, Dad.
Do not call me that. My first name is Johans. It would do you good to refer to me as that instead of your sarcastic king. But any case, it seems that Ciel is following in her mother's footsteps of taming a troublemaker.
Huh? Do you mean?
Yes, well, I suppose I was something of a trouble child back in my day.
And here we go with the back in my day stories. What did you do? Steal a cookie from the cookie jar?
No, I was something like the boss of a group of rogues.
What?
What? What do you mean something like the boss of a group of rogues? You either are or you aren't. That goes way beyond Trouble Child, you know. A Trouble Child is a kid who knocks over someone else's building's blocks on purpose and laughs. Not a mafia boss.
Well, it was a group of rogues, not a mafia.
Yeah, right. You probably have a dragon tattoo on your back or something?
Like Yakuza?
I do not.
But you probably have a tattoo somewhere else, right? No answer. You do, don't you?
Really, Dad? Not about the dragon tattoo, but just the whole rogue thing. You never talked about this.
Yes, well, it's a rather difficult thing to bring up in a normal conversation. It can be a story for another time. It's a rather long one, after all. And one more thing, Yuvin.
Sure, what is it?
No kissing till you're married.
Dad?
Really? Sheesh. You're so old-fashioned I can almost hear your indentured servant churning butter in the background.
Alright. Well, I guess we did learn that Joe, or the king actually, was a boss of a band of rogues? Do we get a story about him? I kinda wanna know. Anyway. Well, here's another option, character Q&A. Alright, the characters of Magical Otoge Ciel gathered to have a Q&A section after the release of the game. Hello there, everyone. I'll be your humble announcer for this Q&A. We even have Martian and Ven joining us today. Well, I don't usually leave my world, but it's okay for this time because the fourth wall is already broken. Let's all get along. I don't know if that's possible for Florian Yevin. You can say that again.
Oh, why can't we all just be friends?
Because I don't like you.
Is it because of the puns?
Partly. Oh, don't keep the announcer guy waiting, you two. That's right. In any case, the first question is for... Martian! Oh, really? I wasn't really expecting anything. There were people who even asked for a root for you, you know? Oh, how sweet of them. Huh, it's a little embarrassing to think about. That being said, the first question is, Martian, can you be my boyfriend? Boyfriend? Oh my. Every once in a while, people ask me things like that in their dreams, but I can never get used to hearing it. I'm sorry to say that I can't. I'm not a normal existence after all. The only time you can remember or meet me is in your dreams. So I can't be your boyfriend, girlfriend, or romantic partner in general. I only want everyone to live a real happy life in peace with everyone else. Dreams are no place for that to happen. You will be much happier with someone else. It's for the best. Even so, I'd be happy to talk to you anytime when you're dreaming. If you ever need anyone to lend an ear, I'll always be waiting for you.
A sweet answer, as expected of Martian. The next question for Martian is, what happened to your eye?
Oh, this. It's sort of related to my powers. As you may know, I guard over people's souls in their dreams. Part of my consciousness is doing that right now as we speak. Keeping at least one eye closed like this just makes it easier for me to concentrate on that.
Nice! Martian sure is diligent.
I guess he's half asleep. Of course, people would die if I was lenient.
Right, a good thing that you're the one doing that job. Anyway, the next question is for Ven.
I'm ready.
And the question is, how tall are you?
Well, I'm somewhere from 4 to 5 feet or 122 to 152 centimeters. Let's leave it at that.
Well, the next question for Ven is, why is one side of your hair longer than the other? An unfortunate hair cutting accident for the aesthetic or a curse?
Haha, the reason isn't anything too dramatic. Way back when I was a human, I wasn't sure if I preferred both sides of my hair to be long or not, so I kept one side shorter for comparison. I was planning on deciding which style I liked more, but then things happened. So now I just keep it this way. It reminds me of the old times. Besides, it looks kinda cool like this, doesn't it? Makes me look a little more mysterious and stuff.
You betcha! Thanks for sharing with us, Ven.
And here's Florian. Next question is for Florian. Now these are gonna be like the questions in Ven's dungeon, right? Haha, probably not. Hopefully. Reassuring.
Your first question is, do you really like reading romance novels?
What? Of course not.
Who told you that?
You really like reading romance novels, Florian? It's nothing to be embarrassed about. I see you reading books about medicine every once in a while, but I guess you were using those to hide romance novels. It's not like that.
Sure it isn't.
Well, on to the next question for Florian.
The question is, why are you so precious?
Why am I so... Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you embarrassed, Florian?
No.
Sheesh. The fans really like flirting, don't they? You might want to get used to it. I assume these questions were made like at the release of the game, like actual fans gave questions to the developer and stuff. Interesting. I wonder where Anton is. He's like the fan favorite, isn't he? Anyway, the next question is for Yvin. Bring it on.
The question is, do you like to sleep a lot?
Oh, you know it. Sleep is just amazing. And it's free. Sleep is so great that sometimes you feel it's alright if you kept on sleeping forever.
That's actually kind of dark, even. That's bad. You might die if you don't wake up.
The eternal slumber.
Here's Anton. I didn't see Anton in the beginning, anyway.
The next question is for Anton. The question is, could we see you without your armor? Why would the fans ask of such a thing? Although, I suppose that much is fine.
Oh, alright. We actually see him without his armor. Anton takes the top part of his armor off. Ooh. Well, I don't usually see Anton without his armor off broad daylight. Was their solution really just ask?
Does this suffice?
I bet it does. Although, I think I'm hearing some feedback with mutters of take it all off, but let's ignore all that.
Agreed.
Sheesh, you're a tough competition, I've got to say. And also...
Yvin snaps pictures of Anton. What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna sell these pictures for premium, of course. You think I'll let a chance like this slip by? You wanna split the rewards, Anton?
I don't need money gained from such methods.
Anton puts his armor back on. Oh well, looks like the show's over. Moving on. The next question is for Ciel. which cake flavor do you like the best out of vanilla, red velvet, and silky smooth chocolate? Huh. I wonder why they'd ask me to choose one of those three. Is this question hinting at something else?
No, of course not.
Okay then. I guess I prefer. Oh, I get to choose. What would I like? Actually, I like normal vanilla. It's fine. Vanilla chocolate. I don't. Well, me personally, I don't usually like to eat sweets, right? So sugary stuff is just not my thing. If I had to choose, it's just vanilla, really. I'm just a vanilla sort of person. I prefer vanilla. Really? I don't know why, but I'm kind of happy to hear that. Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. That's why there's three choices. Anyway. Oh, I wonder why. Oh, come on. Don't look at me like that. And it is true, I prefer vanilla. In multiple senses of the word, anyway. Alright, and so, the last question is for everyone. What are your favorite ice cream flavors? I guess the same as the cake flavor for me. Ice cream, huh? It's been a while. I was always more of a shaved ice kind of guy. This will sound silly, but I like the flavors with a pretty color to them. Don't you think that a color can make the ice cream taste better or worse sometimes? I'm fine with most flavors as long as it isn't anything weird. I usually get vanilla or strawberry though.
I suppose I prefer vanilla.
Well, I'm the kind of guy who has a gazillion different flavors of scoops and does crazy stuff with the toppings. Gotta live your life, right?
Does this choice of ice cream really have to do with living your life?
It sure does.
You can say that again. Well, that's all we have for the Q&A section this time. Tune in next time for more embarrassing questions and answers. Well, I don't think there will be a next time, at least for these characters anyway. Until then, nice little like side story there, I guess. Well, meta-breaking side story anyway. And dinner of the main cast? What's this? Like literal dinner? Oh, okay. Several weeks after the release of Magical Otoge Ciel, the main cast members, as in the main protagonist and the love interest, had a dinner party together. Okay, I guess it's like as if the game was like a movie or something like that, and these are the actors. Cheers, everyone. Things worked out really well. Well, leaving aside that one big error release and the numerous updates that batensan had to do.
Oh, come on. Do you really have to be pessimistic right now, too? Keep talking about that, and batensan is gonna be crying right alongside those ghosts. Oh, that character development in your route didn't ease up on how much of a tight one you are, huh? Whatever. That doesn't mean a lot coming from a guy who had people complain about his route.
Oh, wait, oh, oops. Oh, actually, that was Florian. That doesn't mean a lot coming from the guy who had people complain about his route. No, people complain about Yvin's route?
Oh, really? We're gonna go there? It's getting real personal on dinner celebration night.
Oh, come on, both of you. Do you really have to argue right now, too?
Don't stop me, princess. Chumpy here insulted my honor.
Again with the Chumpy?
It's fine to leave it be, Lady Ciel. Apparently the fans enjoyed when the two of them argue like this.
Actually, I do like it when they argue. It's funny. Really? Well, okay. I guess this is just how they are anyway.
I'm glad you see it that way, princess. Anyway, back to business.
Right, back to business. People complain about your route being short and lackluster, which I assume is the same as your...
Whoa, stop right there. The game is supposed to be relatively clean and pure. The model that I made up right now is clean and pure with the love and humor, so stick to it.
Right. I'm not sure how Peer can keep a game that everyone downloads while muttering, "I'm about to sin," but you're right. Is that what they say? Anyway, what were you gonna say before, Florian? Nothing. I was just gonna talk about his dick. Anyway. Well, maybe it really is nothing.
Hey! What did you just say? Clean and Peer.
Huh? What are you talking about, Anton? Or were they talking about, Anton?
Nothing.
Okay. Sheesh. You two brothers are mentally high-fiving right now, aren't you? Whatever. You know as well as I do that batensan didn't intend on making my route seem like any less. Sure, she made this a little unclear, but my route's already started in the other routes. My actual route is more like a wrap-up. In other words, I fulfilled my words, Chumpy.
Yevon dramatically points at Florian.
I stole your girl! Besides, in the poll, I'm still more popular than you, although Anton is inevitably in the lead. Must be tough being the lesser younger brother, eh? Like they say, always the bridesmaid and never the bride. Right, Anton?
I would prefer it if we did not discuss brides. There are things that I am not fond of remembering.
Anyway. Did the poll results really matter? The results were pretty close after all. Florian and Yevon had their own points in time when they were leading in the poll anyway. All of you had fans who felt that you were their favorite. Isn't that great? Yeah, you're right about that.
Phew, you really do keep this group from straight up fighting, Princess. Speaking of fighting, there are Florian fans who don't really like Anton. Vice versa, there are Anton fans who are too fond of Florian. I'd really like to see those two groups get into a big, juicy argument about who's the better brother.
Do you always just go around cheering on fights? No wonder you don't have any friends.
Shh, I have friends. Even if I didn't, then it would be a personal choice, I assure you.
In any case, perhaps this difference in opinions is from the contrast in Florian and myself.
Well, Anton is a lot more distant. His reactions are really subtle, after all. On the other hand, Florian is pretty obvious.
You can say that again. So obvious.
It gets painfully difficult to watch sometimes. Right, and you know all about watching.
Anyway, so this is a great dinner, don't you think? Fun fact, out of the four of us, I'm the best cook.
Are you just gonna gloat this entire extra episode? Just shove an entire basket of breadsticks down your throat and be quiet.
You don't think I was already planning on doing that?
But it'd be boring if we all just glared at each other until dinner was over.
In other words,
I have a bad feeling.
I brought my fanfiction of Princess and Anton.
What? A fanfiction of me and Anton?
This is rather disturbing even for you.
Please, leave the comments of disgust for after I read the fanfiction out loud. Disclaimer, this is just a meta joke, kids. Don't ship actual people. Real people are just objects and characters, so don't treat them like it,
Well, yeah, fictional characters. Like, you know, what's canon and not canon is up to your interpretation, of course, but you have to respect other people's interpretation of their canon and stuff, right? So, it's fan fiction for a reason. It's all fiction, it's all made up, it's just your own subjective enjoyment of whatever characters that other people have made, right? I don't know, Anyway, special thanks to Florian over here for so desperately pleading me to write this work of art. I was being sarcastic.
Not too bad, because the damage is already done. Take that as a life lesson. Anyway, I actually have two different fanfictions I made. Which you want to hear first, the school life alternate universe or the coffee shop alternate universe?
Hey, alternate universe?
Oh, well, I guess Florian doesn't know what AU means. Well, it means alternate universe. You know, if you spent more time on the internet. Yeah, right. The internet's probably filled with people like you, so no thanks. Oh, good choice. Well, I guess we'll start with the school life one. I'll just summarize it and read the highlights. You can enjoy the full thing in your own time. Actually, is this a real thing? Can we actually read this, like, outside the game? Or something? I'm excited to hear what you have, probably. What about you, Anton?
I suppose I am as excited as I ever am.
Oh, good. Probably. Ahem. In the school setting, Anton, the smoking hot new student teacher at the princess's school. Oh no. Huh. Well, at least someone's enjoying this besides me. Anyway, the people in class clamor about the new teacher and ask if Anton is dating anyone, to which he coolly replies,
I am not seeking anyone at the moment.
The other people in class joke around with asking him out and asking about what's his type, but their efforts are dampened by Anton's level-headedness. And it turns out that Anton's a pretty stern and effective teacher, since he can turn from cool to intimidating in a second. After school, Princess forgets her notebook or something at her desk and goes back to the empty classroom to retrieve it at the sunset.
Sunset.
Of course! And so, Princess sees the dreamy Anton gazing at the window and the wind softly swaying his hair. Just as Princess's heart is beginning to sway. Allow me to read the select passages. Never daydreaming, Anton soon noticed Ciel's presence in the classroom. Realizing that the handsome student teacher was looking right at her, Ciel snapped back into attention. Oh god. Shh, Florian, I want to hear.
Must we, Lady Ciel?
Of course.
The sharp student teacher made a guess as to why Ciel was there.
Did you forget something?
Anton asked. Ciel noticed that Anton's tone of voice was more gentle than the one she had heard during the day. The change was subtle, but there. Perhaps the usual sternness was just his way of being professional. Yeah, just my notebook. Ciel laughed awkwardly as she walked over to her desk that coincidentally was next to the window that Anton was standing at. I found it, Ciel said to herself as she retrieved her notebook. Sorry, I just had to come back, even though it's almost time for the school gates to close. Despite the student teacher's previous gentle tone, Ciel was still a little worried that he'd respond strictly. Ciel nervously looked up at Anton, curious as to what he would have to say. Luckily for Ciel, it turned out that the gentle tone wasn't just a one-time thing.
It's fine, Anton replied simply. Take care on your way home.
Oh, Ciel's apprehensive expression melted into a sweet, relieved smile. I will, Ciel replied with her usual cheer. She wouldn't usually have spoken so energetically to a teacher, but she was happy that Anton wasn't as stern as she thought he was. You take care too. Anton paused for a moment, caught off guard by this suddenly bubbly girl who had been nervous and apologetic just a second ago.
Of course,
Anton replied with the slightest yet sincere smile you've ever seen. At that moment, Ciel couldn't help but become conscious of the sappy charm of the sunset-lit situation and realize why her classmate was so excited about this new teacher. Can we stop there? Oh, but you didn't even come into the story yet. You're the tutor of the school. You know, actually, I think I saw art of the school setting. The characters, like, in a school setting. I think the developer batensan drew it. You know? Anyway.
Oh, and Princess's Pops is the principal of the school, too, just saying. Well, that was fun, but kind of embarrassing. I'm glad to hear it. That's what these fan fictions are all about, after all. And I guess... Actually, I was confused about the initial warning about how the event was saying don't ship real people, because, well, technically, these aren't real people, these are fictional people, but I guess he was referring as if, in a situation where you're shipping your friends, or something like that, and that would be weird. I mean, I guess, yeah, that would be super weird, because, you know, you shouldn't be playing Cupid unless you know that they actually like each other, then maybe, I guess, but even then, you gotta respect their feelings and not just force the relationship or something. Anyway. That's what fanfictions are all about. And what does the other star main character think about it?
You certainly have time on your hands.
Of course. Well, maybe you'll have a stronger opinion on this when you hear about the other stuff I have planned. Study dates, rare weekend dates, messages on the phone, an accidental first kiss between the two of you. The school life alternate universe is truly bright.
Right, what subject does Anton even teach anyway?
I'm glad to see that you're curious.
I'm not.
Right, Anton is an average or above average all-rounder, so he can basically teach you anything. But Princess is the one who'll have to educate him on the ways of love. Don't worry, you're an above average all-rounder too. Anton might have more extensive knowledge than you because he's older, but at least you're a little more cautious in the love subject. Anton is so dense sometimes that it's like trying to court a concrete wall.
You seem to be enjoying this immensely.
It's my passion.
It is?
Oh, you can't leave out the potential of the coffee shop alternate universe either. Both Anton and the princess work part-time in the same coffee shop. And so, coffee brews, but so does love. What, jealous?
No, just disgusted. I guess fan fictions themselves aren't bad, but you actually know us, so it's weird.
Whatever, just let me talk about my coffee shop, alternate universe. The sweet romance that awaits Princess and Anton has more spice than a pumpkin spice latte. The shop has a cute semi-formal uniform and everything, so you know what that means. Of course, I'm gonna have Princess accidentally walk in on Anton while he's changing.
Huh. Oh god.
Well, it's just gonna be Anton without his shirt on though, but that's still exciting enough. I was thinking about having it so that Princess accidentally spilled water in him, so he had to change, but, well, Princess isn't really a klutz, so I thought again. Maybe a customer accidentally bumps into Princess or something? In any case, I just need an excuse for Anton to take his shirt off.
Well, you don't hear that sentence every day.
The coffee shop alternate universe has a lot of hidden potential, you know, such as...
I brewed this coffee just for you, or
for some reason I feel distracted whenever I see you smiling at the customers. I can't look away from you.
Bright and beautiful.
Well, I wonder how long you've been thinking about these alternate universes, Yvonne.
Longer than I should.
I think so too. Do you appear in the stories, Yvonne?
Oh, please, Princess. Gratuitous self-inserts are so shameful. What is this, 2007?
What are you even talking about? Can we just enjoy a quiet evening for the rest of the day? I don't want to talk about spice anymore. Florian moved on to eating his dessert. Oh, that looks good, Florian. Didn't you get a message like, to the most precious boy or something along with it? Yeah, I did. I don't really know why, though. I think you were the one that people call precious the most often. Really? Sheesh. How can people say things like that with a straight face?
Well, anyway, did you want to try some? I think you'd like it. Really? I love to. In that case, here. Hold it right there. Yvonne snatches Florian's dessert. Oh no. You think I really let you do that right in front of me? What are you even talking about? Florian snatches Yvonne's dessert in retaliation. Yvonne pours hot sauce over the dessert that Florian snatched. Bon appetit. You ought to get some spice in your life too, Mr. Plain Vanilla. Why you? Some people happen to like plain vanilla. Don't worry, Florian, I like vanilla. Lady Ciel. Anton does too. Oh, right. Oh la la, you're so weak to princess. Just take the breadsticks and leave. I'm no breaking the furniture, you two. Florian and Yvonne duke it out for a while. I'm sorry about all the noise, Anton. I know you're patient and all, but it probably gets tiring after a while.
True. I'm not too fond of brawls in restaurants. However, you certainly seem to be enjoying this. I suppose seeing you smile results in me lightening up as well. I'm still conflicted as to whether that is good or not, but admittedly, this is not such a bad feeling if it's with you.
Really? I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, hey!
Yvonne crashes back into the scene.
You have a lot of nerve spewing cheesy lines right in front of us.
Oh, come on. You're the one making fan fictions about them.
Oh, this is this and that was that. I still like the princess, you know?
I'll never understand you. Are you guys done fighting yet? I'll have to apologize to the staff later.
Oh, so I was wondering, I guess, I don't know, is this like this weird meta fourth wall breaking thing where all the characters like are interacting with each other after the game? So technically, like, we did all of the routes, so technically is everyone like a romantic partner to Ciel, I guess? So is this actually a harem sort of situation? I don't know. Anyway, I have to apologize to the staff later. And so the four of them lived happily ever after. Probably. Alright. So I guess we do get a sort of like a harem ending in the end, maybe. Even though it's kind of just a joke. A meta joke. So, well, I guess we have the credits. Made by Batensan with visual novel engine Renpy. I guess we can press auto. Oh, I guess that's it. It was a short credit scene. I was thinking it would be more, but I guess not. It is like a small game, I guess. Batensan made most of this. So yeah, I guess there's nothing else. Is there like, thinking. Okay, yeah, this was the final CG. Alright, so we had to look at the author's notes to get the final artwork. Alright. So, I guess that's all there is to it. I guess my final thoughts is like, I really like Magical Otoge Ciel. Of course, I'm super biased, so I just like visual novels in general and cute little stories like this. Even cheesy as it is, it's just my sort of thing, so I loved it and enjoyed it. I guess. Well, maybe I have one criticism. I want to try at least have one criticism of the games I like, right? One thing is the fact that I wanted to learn more about the world, right? I feel like the Batensan didn't really expand on what the world is, right? They mentioned like magic and certain technologies like airplanes and like books and cameras, right? So I was wondering like what kind of world is this, you know? I feel like, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe they did like, maybe that's enough, like that's enough detail, right? You don't have to focus on the world, right? And stuff, but I don't know. I feel like there should be more, because in the more unique world, I feel like it would make it a more unique game and therefore more memorable, you know? Because otherwise it's like magic, right? Healing magic, memory magic. It's like super vague and there's no rules to it, you know, and therefore it feels a little tropey, you know? But I guess also to that, right? Because the whole plot, I guess, well, maybe not the, you know, not the central point of the game, but definitely a plot point, is the fact that Ciel is traveling around the world, right? That's the idea, right? That she's trying to be more independent and going to new places and stuff, you know? So that's why I wanted to learn more about the world. So what are the differences, right? What is normal, what isn't, at least to Ciel, and what did she learn throughout the journey? You know, about the culture, about the people, right? What's different around her as she travels to distant locations. So that's probably why I wanted to learn about the world, because it kind of fits within the theme of the story, right? And I really like it when there is like a connection with the story and what the characters are doing, right? You know, about the details of the story and what the goal of the journey was. Of course, you know, it isn't like the main central plot, right? The real goal obviously is to romance one of the three boys in this story, of course, but you know, something a little bit more would have been nice. But obviously the game is done, so like doesn't really mean much at the moment. But who knows? Maybe they'll make another game. Maybe they'll improve on that, batensan. Maybe they'll improve on that aspect. Though I don't know if the other games focus on traveling to different places or anything like that. Who knows? I'll find out when I play them. Hopefully. Most likely, anyway. But yeah, other than that, I loved it. I really enjoyed this otome visual novel. Very straightforward, right? In fact, in the description, it definitely said that the game is super, like, straightforward, as in it doesn't really need a walkthrough or anything like that. You just pick the choices and you just enjoy the story. That's really what it's about. Anyway, I guess that was it for Magical Otoge Ciel. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then.